journey to your sacred life. If you're new here, this is what I've been doing with this series, is picking a chapter as I go along in the book and sharing it with you. You can call it a chapter or a lesson, if you will. Each day there's a new topic and you review the topic and then you do a meditation based on the topic. Now, if you would like to follow along with me in the book, you can also get a copy of it yourself. I do link that in the description if you want to check out the book. But anyway, let's hop into today's topic. It is day 17 and the topic is I choose to stay conscious while eating. This one for me has been something that I have struggled with my entire life. It's really being conscious with my food and enjoying my meals as they should be and not just unconsciously stuffing my face. So let me just hop right into it. I want to read one excerpt from the book that I thought was really interesting. So this one says, eating is one of the most special acts that we engage in, where you take the most delicious parts of the outside world and incorporate them into yourself. Through this act, you simultaneously nourish your body and reaffirm your unity with the natural world that birthed you and sustains you. So, in other words, this should be a sacred time, an act that you really relish in and really are present in. So a couple of things that they mentioned was if you're unconsciously eating, you can overeat, which I have done in the past, or underchew your food and it's not digested properly. Also, you want to enjoy the moment, savor the flavor, if you will, and connect to your food in a conscious way. So for me, a couple of things that stood out in my meditation today was that eating is a sacred act. Take the time to really enjoy it. Enjoy all the sights, the sounds, the smells of eating and cooking and just enjoying your food. And then also eliminating distractions, like no more Netflix and chill while you're eating. I don't know if you're guilty of it, but I am. You know, I like to sometimes, after a long day, I like to unwind with like a movie or maybe one of my favorite YouTubers and just sit there and eat my dinner. But really, you're unconsciously eating and not connecting to your food. So you should really try to set aside some time to eat where you are fully present and can enjoy the meal and just really be connected to it. I'm guilty of that one. Also, for me, one that really popped out for me in my meditation, and I do this quite often, sort of ties back to what we just talked about, but using food as a treat. So for myself, if I have had a rough day or, you know, just had a rough experience, sometimes I will, if you will, self-medicate or give myself a treat in the form of food. Now, I know other people may use alcohol or drugs to do this, but for me, my go-to has always been food. I've never really been into the other things, but I have been a little bit of a food addict, and that for me can lead to unconsciously reaching for something in the refrigerator or, you know, whatever to self-soothe. So that is something also to keep in mind. Also, eating, this sort of ties into what I just said, but eating when you're stressed, emotional, or sad is sort of using food in a way that it's not really intended. So trying to, again, self-soothe or medicate with food would be an unconscious act. You would want to really focus on what you're doing and sort of the reason behind it. And listening to your body. So ask yourself when you reach for that food or even during your meal, am I still hungry? What's going on here? Let me just reach into my mind and really feel, am I eating for pleasure or am I eating for substance? And this is something that just popped in my mind at the very end of my meditation that I had seen somewhere. I don't remember exactly where I heard this, but there was a study done that basically children will eat until they're full. And a lot of times parents have a hard time getting their children to finish their plate or, you know, things like that. Like they just kind of stop eating early. They don't always finish everything on their plate. And I have heard that that's because as children, we know when to stop eating and we are trained to keep eating past our limit. We really don't need as much food as what we consume. We're actually overeating, and we're also training our children to overeat as well, and then that behavior is learned and it carries on into adulthood. So that is just something I learned somewhere along the way, I'll try to find that information and link it in the description down below, because that was really interesting when I heard that. Anyway, that's really all I have for today. So make sure that you like this video if you enjoyed this content, and definitely subscribe for more. And I appreciate you being here. Thanks, guys, and have a beautiful day. Bye.